Friday the 13th may be over, but there's still plenty of horror movies to watch. Hey there guys, and welcome back to Dino Review. So Friday the 13th has of course come and gone, but if you are a big fan of movies like that, slasher movies in particular, you might find a few things you like on this list. Now guys, as always, I am going to go through different movies here. If I left one out that maybe should have been on the list in your opinion, let me know in the comments down below. This isn't a ranking, it's not like a top 10 or anything like that. It's just some movies I particularly like that I wanted to throw into a list. So guys, the first movie on this list is April Fool's Day from 1986. April Fool's Day came out in the mid 80s, pretty much in the height of the slasher craze. And it is definitely a by the numbers type slasher movie. You know, it has a lot of cliches in there, it follows a lot of the same beats from Friday the 13th, but I still always enjoy this one. One of the reasons I like this movie is actually it's a POV shot when we are in the presence of the killer. Just like the original Friday the 13th, you don't actually know who the killer is throughout the entire movie. Instead, it's done with POV shots, and at the end of the movie, the big reveal is told. Now, some people absolutely love this movie and some people hate it. I'm personally in the camp that I do really enjoy this one, just because it does remind me of those good old-fashioned slashers. Amy Steele does also star in this one, so she was in Friday the 13th Part 2, and honestly she does just as good a job in this one. I do like the entire twist at the end of the movie, but I also love the entire setup and the kills. There's a lot of great things to love about this movie, guys. I'm not going to go into spoiler territory. All I'll say is give it a watch, pop back here and let me know what you thought of it. Another one is The Burning from 1981. So this one actually only came out a year after the original Friday the 13th, and it does definitely have a lot of similarities to it. But what I like about this one is the killer in particular, you're now waiting till the end to find out who they are. You know who the killer is right out of the gate, you know their motives. The plot of the movie is actually a plot device that was used countless times throughout the 80s, where we had a prank that went wrong and the killer is back for revenge. The movie is very bloody, it's very gory, and the practical effects do hold up for the most part. Now I know the MPA actually butchered this one when it was first released, but still, going back and watching the movie today, it's still as bloody as I remember. It's a fun slasher flick, and I do actually think it's one of the better ones that came out in the 80s. I think just because it came out so close to Friday the 13th, it tends to be forgotten, but if you haven't already, guys, definitely check it out. Now, if you want something with a little bit more comedy, The Final Girls from 2015 is definitely the one to check out. This one, it pokes fun at the entire slasher genre and just horror movies in general, but it does it in a great way. If you're a fan of horror movies, you will definitely enjoy it, but also if you're not too much of a fan of horror, I still recommend giving it a go. It centers around a group of kids who actually get sucked into a slasher movie and have to try to survive following the rules of the slasher genre. Now, as well as that, the main character, her mother is actually an actress in the slasher movie, so they actually come across her and with her help try to survive the whole ordeal. The movie isn't the scariest one out there, but if you like movies like Happy Death Day or Freaky, which was just released, this is definitely one to check out. Another one I highly recommend is Stage Fright from 2014. So this one, it does again lean more heavily onto the comedy side, but it's actually a horror comedy musical. So it does have many different genres in the mix, and they actually meld all of them quite well. The horror side of it, I'll say, guys, there are some really genuine jump scares in this one, but also it's constantly balanced out by comedy and a lot of different musical numbers. What I like about this, because it is a musical setting, each of the characters are killed off in really bizarre and unique ways. It's a fun movie that again mixes different genres together, but the outcome is quite fresh and original. If you haven't given it a watch, guys, check it out, see if you do like it and let me know your thoughts on it. And finally, guys, my last suggestion, this probably isn't a surprise to anyone, it is Sleepaway Camp from 1983. Now, Sleepaway Camp is pretty much beloved by horror fans, but at the same time it's not too well known. I think a lot of that has got to do with it being so similar to Friday the 13th. It's once again set up in a summer camp, people are being killed left, right and centre in very creative ways, and there's a big reveal at the end of the movie. What I like though about this movie is just how unique it is. I will say, guys, the movie is quite cheesy, the acting is not the best, and the practical effects tend to go back and forth. Some of the practical effects and the kills in this movie are absolutely brilliant and look genius how they're done, while at the same time you have other kills in this movie that actually kind of come across as quite comical. But the movie still has some really great grotesque kills and some really fun humour, particularly on the pranks that the different characters play on each other. Of course guys, this movie is famous for that final scene of the film. It is bizarre, it's outrageous, it's very strange. I'm not going to spoil it here guys if you didn't see the movie. All I'll say is go watch it and definitely let me know your thoughts on it. Sleepaway Camp guys is probably one of the most famous slasher movies of the 80s, but as I said, for non-horror fans they probably aren't too aware of it. It has a great character in Angela, has some really great kills. If you can get over the dodgy acting and the cheesiness of it, you'll really enjoy the movie. But guys, that's just my picks for movies that are quite similar to Friday the 13th if you want to keep on watching those types of movies throughout November. As always guys, if I have left anything out, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you have a suggestion which you would include in here, let me know down below. Going forward guys, I am going to be popping out 3 videos a week, so that'll be Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So for November I did want to take a little bit of a breather just for the first 2 weeks of November, but going forward we'll have a little bit more content coming out weekly. If you can guys, if you haven't already, make sure guys you subscribe to the channel just so you don't really miss any videos coming out this month. You can also pop on your notification bell. It generally does work to let you know when a new video is released. As I said guys, make sure you let me know any reviews or reactions you want me to cover in the meantime, and I will see you in the next one.